going on, good people? This is P9 with another vlog, and I'm back in the state of Tennessee for a series of vlogs. So it's been a minute since I've been to Tennessee to vlog, but I'm back. And to start things off, I came to Paris, Tennessee, and I'm right outside to this Uncle Billy's Downtown Eatery, which is a staple right here in Paris. You see this nice sculpture of the rooster, colorful rooster that sits outside of this beautiful restaurant. And we're gonna go over to the side of this building for this really nice mural that illustrates the history and the culture of Paris. They go 731, which is the area's area code. You have the pig, which represents the agricultural life, and you have the Tennessee state symbol that's on the flag. Guitar that represents the musical history, the Eiffel Tower, the replica of it anyway, that's right here in Paris, which is the namesake of Paris, France. And you have this county courthouse. Of course, you have Welcome to Downtown Paris in colorful letters. And you have the Water Tower of Paris, and it looks like the Patriot is the logo of presumably the local high school in Paris. You have the fish right here. Paris is deemed to have the world's largest festival, or at least fish festival, or fish fry, I should say. And has established 1823 on here. And this mural was by Chelsea Lodge, done in 2022. Shout out to Chelsea Lodge for this really beautiful mural that sit outside of this nice eatery. And to shed some light on Paris, it was originally inhabited by the Chickasaw Nation, who used this area as the ancestral hunting grounds prior to European arrival. And once the Europeans arrived, under heavy pressure from Andrew Jackson and the government, the Chickasaw Nation ceded claims to the land of West Tennessee with the signing of a treaty. So once again, Paris was incorporated in 1823. It was the first town that was incorporated in Western Tennessee. As you can see right across from here, that's the First Presbyterian Church, historic building. Right over here in downtown Paris on Market Street. And here goes one of the city's parks right here, downtown. There goes the post office right across the way. And 3 governors called Paris home. You have Isham Harris, who was the Confederate governor, U.S. States President, born in Paris, James Porter, and Tom Rye. And we're gonna walk over here, this park. Yeah. You got right here, home of the world's biggest fish fry. So the world's biggest fish fry was established here in 1953 and conducted by the JC since 1961. Tons of fried catfish attract tens of thousands of visitors to Paris, the capital city of Kentucky Lake, and the celebration derived from Mule Day, which originated in 1938 when farmers traded mules in April. And you right here, you have the sculpture of the fish. It's like a golden sculpture, has the blue Eiffel Tower written on it. Pretty cool. And you have this waterfall of right out here in this park. Really dope. And I wonder what this is right here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Looks like one of the settlers, the European settlers, perhaps. Wow, makes for a good photo op. Yeah, really nice park. There's also a gazebo here. Now, there's a Tennessee Music Pathways. You know, every time I visit Tennessee to vlog, I always come across these Tennessee Music Pathways markers. And this one is for Dr. Bobby Jones, a local who was a singer, evangelist, and educator who popularized African-American gospel on cable television. So I know a lot of you guys, for you B&T enthusiasts back in the day, you probably remember the Bobby Jones Gospel Show. It was actually one of the longest running shows on cable television when it ran from 1980 until 2016. And Bobby Jones himself was born in rural Henry County in September 18th, 1938, and lived in a 3-room house without electricity or running water. And his elementary school, Caden, is only operated during the winter months. So yeah, you talking about getting it out the mud. You know, he taught 5th grade in St. Louis public schools. He returned to Nashville when schools were in the midst of desegregation. And basically, you know, he organized what's called the Love Train Choir, who included as many as 350 members, and organized Project Help to assist the elderly with housing and medical costs. So yeah, that's Mr. Bobby Jones right here, who has a star on the Music City Walk of Fame in Nashville. So shout out to Dr. Bobby Jones. And this is the back alley, Paris. Now, this is where historical events and visual art come together for an understanding of what makes the town special. Now, this first alley was created by artist Jane Griffin Bars with vignettes from businesses located around the downtown area in early 1900s. Now we're going to see a bunch of advertisement as we walk down this. So different advertisements for different classical businesses. And there goes Jane Griffin Bars' name. She composed this back alley back in 2015. So shout out to Miss Bars. It's a cool name too, by the way, Bars. But yeah, Groove's Tasteless Chili Tonic. No cure, no pay. Makes children and adults as fat as pigs. Wow, interesting. And you have these ads for National Toilet Company, Poplar Street Parks, Natanola Cream, Fades All Skin, Discolorations, National Toilets, Apples, Nancy Hall, Sweet Potato, Corn. This is like a wood carving right here. Dawson Shoes, Courthouse Square, Paris. Jack's Billiard Parlor. So they had the billiards parlor here in Paris. Poplar Street, Paris. William Carter and Company. Fashion and corsets. And they have the old school wagon right here, or carriage, I should say. J.R. Spicer Funeral Home and the Hotel Livery Stable. So these have to have been like all of the historical establishments right here in the history of Paris, Tennessee. It's called Back Alley Paris. The Sandow, Truncado, Vandervilles, Crete Opera House. Shout out to Jane Griffin Bars for that lovely display of the Back Alley Paris. As we're going to continue downtown. So far it's not too hot today. It's pretty warm, but not too hot. You know, this is still July. We're in the late July, so there's still there was a heat wave last week. Temperatures hit 100. Go ahead and cross right here. It's a glimpse of the Henry County Courthouse over there. Salito Lindo Mexican Grill and Cantina. Okay. Slew of businesses over there across the street. There's another alley over here that's inundated with artwork, courtesy of the Tennessee Arts Commission. So really nice mural painting or mural right here. It's by Dan Knowles, 2022. It's called People, Places, and Progress. It shows different groups of people from different walks of life. It shows the railroad, smoke, and the Tennessee River right there. It's a really nice piece of art. And this is, by the way, in celebration of the 200 years of Paris, the 200 bicentennial. This is another artwork. This was Dan Knowles with Iris Knowles. This was composed in 2023. It's called Paris Centennial, Welcome to Your City. And again, you have multiple generations of people just standing outside what's called the Sky View. It looks like they're celebrating some type of event, but it's a huge gathering. Of course, you have the Eiffel Tower in the background right there. So really, really nice artwork. This is another cool one right here. Shows these two brothers with their horses and a collection of people gathered downtown around the courthouse and everything like that. And this one's called Voyage Diachronique, which is French for the journey through time. And this is again by artist Dan Knowles. Illustrates the importance of the railroad and the hardworking people of Paris and Henry County from the early 1800s through today. As with other murals of the West Alley, look for the chandelier, Kilroy, and the lady in the red dress. Take a visual walk through this mural for a view of many important events, people, and landmarks that make the community special. Yeah, this is a really dope art piece right here. Yeah, I like that. And you have, of course, the Eiffel Tower carved out in what looks like stainless steel. And this one's called Phantoms of the Crete Opera House. And this is again by Paris artist Dan Knowles. So he's a local. Created to recognize entertainment throughout the community. Places so many places and events as well as many local folks who are honored. You have the marching patriots of Henry County High School right here. It's really depiction. You got the Henry County High School football player. They look like they're participating in a parade in the American La France vehicle right there. Yeah, really cool, really cool. Just a gathering of people, different races, different walks of life. Really nice illustration right here. And there's a lot of there's other art pieces right here in this alley. This was called Bloody Monday. Shows a duel that took place in 1888. Wow, that's crazy. It took place right here in Paris. And you have this one right here called The Lady Doctor and Her Brother. And this was the location of the medical office of the First Lady Doctor in Paris, Dr. Henrietta Veltman. Yeah, Veltman came with her parents to Henry County in 1885, and Dr. Veltman earned her medical degree from the Chicago School of Medicine and went to New Orleans to help with the typhoid epidemic and contracted the disease. And she recovered and returned to Paris to set up her practice in 1910. And that's a depiction of Dr. Veltman, Dr. Henrietta Veltman, and her brother. So really cool artwork right here in the parking alley. Welcome to Paris, Tennessee, home of the world's biggest fish fry. How about that? I'm pretty sure Mississippi has something to say about that. Nah, I'm just kidding. But that will be pretty cool to actually attend one of their fish fries. Most definitely. I'll definitely like to come back to Paris and get a fish fry event. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and cross right here. And here goes one of the fish, sculpture of a fish by Dan Knowles. Right outside the Henry County Courthouse, right here in downtown Paris. And the Henry County Courthouse was built in 1896 and is West Tennessee's oldest working courthouse. And the first court was held in Peter Wall's home in 1821, a log courthouse built in Clifty in 1823. And it was a 2-story brick courthouse erected on this land in 1825 and replaced in 1852. And the county's first murder led to the landmark State versus Granger case in 1830 that set a precedent for self-defense as a basis for appeal. And during the Civil War, Confederate military units were organized here in 1860 and 1861, and Union forces occupied the courthouse in 1862. Troops were sent from here in World War I and World War II, and silver dollars donated by citizens are melted in the bell in the tower. So that bell in the tower that you see over there, citizens donated silver dollars to compose that. And this is from the National Society of Colonial Dames and the Daughters of American Colonists, Colonel Gideon Macon chapter. So, yep, this is the county courthouse. And if you come a little closer on the lawn, of course, you have this 3-story brick building. But you also have this Confederate soldier sculpture that sits on the side of it. And the courthouse square, of course, has a bunch of businesses, local businesses that surround it. Now, one thing about Paris, Tennessee, you know, being that it's modeled after Paris in France, I guess you can consider it a tourist town within itself, you know. Yeah, it's a really nicely designed courthouse. The clock up there, the tower, everything, the cupola. And you have the Commercial Bank and Trust Company building, established in 1877. Commercial Bank and Trust Company. So it's an arrangement of shops over there. And now the courthouse that you see right here was designed by Reuben Harrison Hunt of Chattanooga and built by Ed M. Wallen of New Decatur, Alabama in 1896. It's the third courthouse on this site and it's one of West Tennessee's oldest working courthouses. So we did mention that. We mentioned about the murder case with Granger versus the state of Tennessee. So that's pretty much a rehash of that, but it is interesting to know who built and architected this really nice building. You have First Bank over there. Let me go ahead and cross the street. You have the Edward Jones Investment, a few other little mom and pop shops over here. Commercial Bank and Trust Company. Let's go down this way. Now this is the Ketchum Hall, Grace Episcopal Church. I don't know if you guys can see it from right here. Grace Ketchum Hall. And it was actually renovated in 1992 by Charles Shipp, an architect from Memphis, Tennessee. And Delmer Owens did the general contracting. So this is the church right here, an Episcopal church. You have the red double doors there. And this is the whole church right here. Established in 1894, Grace Episcopal Church. I haven't seen an Episcopal church in a while. Now this is the first Christian church right over here. This street should be called Church Street, literally Church Street, because all of the churches that you have First United Methodist right here on the corner. First United Methodist, Reverend Haley Robinson. Greer and Whitfield, attorneys at law. The Iron Place, a nice collection of merchandise and items here. And it sits right next to the Crown Event Center. And check that out. They have a lot of the Orange Tennessee Volunteers paraphernalia, off the square boutiques. Okay, so you got your, it's all the ladies that like to shop. They have some shopping. Kind of like Paris, a lot like Paris, France. Of course, Paris is known as the fashion capital of the world. So Paris, Tennessee puts its own little southern spin on it. And they're doing some work on these sidewalks right here. Walk down this way. There's actually some more stuff down here on Washington Street. It's an interesting looking building. Little white fence right there, enclosed at the top. Okay, so they have the four-way stop sign right here in the intersection in lieu of the traffic light. Perkins Drug Store. This definitely has to be like a very historic establishment here in Paris. Paris BPU. I wonder what that is. Oh, it's a Board of Public Utilities for Paris. Got some more shops over here. Okay, the soap factory. You can come over here and get your soaps, possibly candles, things like that. Looks like they have a pretty, body oils. Looks like they have a pretty nice shop right there. They're building something right over here. next to the Board of Public Utilities building. Universal Granite, the Parisian Day Spa. They got the Parisian Day Spa right here. So they have a whole bunch of stuff over here in Paris, Tennessee. You can come over here and get pampered and all that good stuff. Very interesting. Of course, you have your hair salon right here. You got a health clinic right here. Tomorrow's Hope. It's a marker in memory of Robert Bob Bertulli, who served this ministry with a servant's heart and for making the facility what it is today. R.I.P. to Bob Bertulli. Emergency Management Center right there. Right over here on Brewer Street, downtown Paris, Tennessee. There goes a pool room right there called Jack's Pool Room. As you can see, looks abandoned, but yeah, it was once upon a time a pool room. Matter of fact, get a closer up look of what it looked like. It's called Jack's Pool Room. It was established in 1929, as you can see right here on the door. And you can see the old neon light signs right here. And you can tell right here, there goes the bar stools. This looks like in its heyday, this used to be the spot to come to right here in Paris. Wow. Sad to see that it's no longer open. It didn't even reach 100 years. You got Paris Nutrition, Christ Fellowship. Sparkles Car Wash, auto detailing. Let me go over here. Something I want to see over here real quick. Again, they're doing some work on these roads, on these sidewalks. Looks like they're doing some underground work, potentially utility work. Let me go ahead and cross right here. Yep. Okay. Now, is this lounge open? This is RJ's Lounge right here. Now, this one may still be open. They have a pool table in there. See the bar stools. What's this right here? The Mike Weatherford Show. Paris Downtown Event Center. So is this a radio? Is this like a radio station? Home of the Brewer Street Mafia, a media company. The Mike Weatherford Show. It's a local podcast. Oh, okay. Hey, Mike Weatherford, if you Happened to come across P9 Travel Vlogs video. Shouts out to you. Holla at me. P9 Travel Vlogs. Mike Weatherford Show. The local podcast. So it looks like whoever Mike Weatherford is, he hosts a podcast in that out of that building. Pretty cool. Right next to the muffler shop, Mike's Mufflers. Oh, this is called the King Folk Gift and Gather Spot. And look, it looks like a whole bunch of Bible scriptures, different chapters of the Bible cut out and attached to the wall and hanging off from these strings. That's very interesting. I've never seen anything like this. Called the King Folk Gift and Gather Spot. So it looks like a place you could come and fellowship. And they have some Bible scriptures. And it talks about right here, this one particular one talks about the Lord's relentless judgment on Israel. When Ephraim spoke, there was trembling. He was exalted in Israel, but he incurred guilt through Baal and died. Wow. Yep, and that's from the Hebrew scriptures right there. Not sure what book that's from, but yeah. Very interesting spot right there. It sits next to this closet consignment boutique. They have a vacant storefront right here. Vacant spot. For anybody interested in coming to Paris, Tennessee to set up shop. La Tour Paris Salon. So a lot of spots that are themed after Paris, France. Jack and Jones Flowers and Gifts. White and Associates. They got a lot downtown Paris. This Destination Paris. Again, this is by Dan Knowles as well. This one was done in 2024. It's Dan Knowles Murals. And I also want to give credit to Sarah Candejas for her input on this beautiful mural. Painters. Then you have, of course, not only is Paris known as Paris, France is known as the fashion capital of the world. It's a lot of artists that hail from Paris. That's really cool. That's really cool right there. There goes the railroad depot over there. I'm gonna go check out that in a minute. Let me run across here real quick. And check this out. They have this trash can that's painted. They painted the dumpster. That's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Wow. You have this alley right here. This is called The Legacy. And this is the legacy of Edwin Wiley Grove, Parisian philanthropist and pharmacist. The legacy of Dr. E.W. Grove continues to this day. Self-made millionaire, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Was trained as a pharmacist in Dr. Sam Caldwell's pharmacy located at 118 Washington Street and was known for his well-known patent medicine products, Grove's Tasteless Chill Tonic and laxative bromoquinine tablets. And he endowed and built the Grove School in 1906. And yeah, Dudley Clements, the founder of Future Farmers of America, is who is pictured right here. So yep, that's Mr. E.W. Grove pictured right here on this mural. And this mural again is done by Dan Knowles. You see the legacy Dan Knowles 2020. And it goes E.W. Grove right there in the suit. Paris Medicine Company. So he patented a lot of medicines right here in Paris, Tennessee. And those are the other doctors with him: Dudley Clements, Dr. S.H. Caldwell, and O.C. Barton. Grove High School, Paris, Tennessee. So he contributed a lot to the local here in Paris, Tennessee, children and adults alike. Yeah. The Paris Intelligence, or the Intelligencer, hometown newspaper since what, 1866. It's been around a long, long time. The Big Belly Deli. that's funny. The Belly Deli. The Follow Ground Southern Lifestyle Apparel. Okay. Grilling and chilling. Okay. The Point Barbecue. They got the grill. They got the grill fired up over there. See? Paris Upholstery. Right over here at the corner of Market Street. Right here on Washington Street. This is the W.G. Ray Library. And they even have this really nicely welded replica of the Eiffel Tower right here in front of the library. And it's called the TCAT at McKinsey. It was done by the Welding and Machine Tool class, TCAT at McKinsey, 2015. They even have a bunch of padlocks attached to the iron railing with a bunch of different individuals who carved their names into the locks. So shout out to the Welding and Machine Company, TCAT and McKinsey sculpture of the Eiffel Tower. Beautiful. And this is another one of these fish sculptures representing the fish fry here in Henry County. It has a bear capturing a fish, and there's the bait, a hook attached to the pole catching the fish. Really nice. Again, it's the W.G. Ray Public Library, Paris and Henry County. It sits right across from the municipal building. And check that out. We got the tractor. You know, we're in the South, agricultural area. You can see the tractor on the roads. Historic downtown Paris station. It's the water and waste water operations of Paris BPU. Nice building right here. Nice historic building. They have a Prosper Realty Company. For a new you. And this is called the Back Alley Paris. Okay, so this is a painting of the artist who painted a lot of murals right here in downtown Tennessee. You have Dan Knowles and John Monroe, Windows of the West Alley artist. And you have John Monroe, To See Is to Conceive. Cool light, shadow, and the flowing paint from the brush, distilling memory and color. This is the art of John Monroe. And you can read the rest of it right here. And you have Dan Knowles right here. Because we dream, we see. The vision and willingness to pursue that vision is what caused Dan Knowles to be called the Renaissance man. Painter, inlay artist, musician, instrument builder, singer, writer, and composer. And you can read the rest of that right here as well. So shout out to Dan Knowles and John Monroe. It's really good that they do this tribute to them right here at the back alley. City of Paris. Nice design on the trash can. This is the Paris, Tennessee Railroad Depot. And the railroad played a vital role in the history of Paris, Tennessee, as it pertained to commerce. Cotton was cultivated here in the Paris, Tennessee area. It was a huge cotton cultivation and agricultural hub right here in Western Tennessee. And the rail lines that ran through here during the heyday of railroads and industries right here in Henry County. You had the Louisville, Memphis, and Clarksville Railroad that was completed in 1861. And in 1890, you had the Paducah, Tennessee, and Alabama Railroad who ran a line through here. So basically, during the onset of the Civil War in 1861, Paris, Tennessee was a major shipping hub. And it served different markets in the South, particularly, you know, Memphis and Louisville. And yep, and it still stands here to this day. Now, the peak era of the operation of this railroad depot was during the 30s and 1930s and the 40s, where the Paducah Memphis division through Paris was exceptionally busy, running numerous freight and passenger trains daily. So here you have it, Paris, Tennessee Railroad Depot. In what looks like the only really condemned building downtown Paris, Tennessee, at one point in time was a storage unit. But before that, it looks like it may have even been a warehouse, but for sure it was a storage unit, an indoor storage unit, and a t-shirt factory. Right here at 205 East Washington Street, you can see the mural right here. It says, "Coming soon, haunted house, a human maze." I mean, this would make for a good haunted house. I mean, let's keep it real. It's old and condemned and quite spooky. But yeah, I just wanted to get this before I head to the final spot here in Paris. Wow. Y'all drop something in the comment section. Weigh in the comment section if you guys think this building should be restored and used for that's probably gonna take it's gonna take a lot of money and a lot of work though. But I think, yeah, just put in the comment section what you guys think. Y'all, I'm here at the final stop of this Paris, Tennessee vlog. And this is the Eiffel Tower Park. and it's home of the iconic replica, or the replica of the iconic Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. This is Paris, Tennessee's version. And this is the Eiffel Tower Park. It's about a couple of miles outside of downtown. They have the playground structure right here, of course. And you have the iconic Eiffel Tower replica right here. Now, this replica of the Eiffel Tower is 60 feet tall, and it was constructed by engineering students at Christian Brothers University in 1990. Christian Brothers University, located in Memphis, about a couple hours from Paris. And you can see there right there. And guys, they also have a splash park, or a splash pad, and a splash park right across the way right here. So Eiffel Tower Park is pretty extensive in regards to recreational opportunities. As you can see, yep, tower donated by Christian Brothers University, Memphis, Tennessee, 1992. Of course, again, you got a playground over there. You have this map of many of the local attractions here in Paris, Tennessee. There's a lot you could do here. They have the Paris Landing State Park. I have to go there and do a separate vlog there at the Paris Landing State Park. I would imagine that being cool. But we're here at Eiffel Tower Park, which offers spectacular photo ops with a 70-foot tall lighted Eiffel Tower surrounded by family-friendly fun. So it's 70 feet, not 60 feet. My apologies. But yeah, it's very picturesque landscapes right here at Eiffel Tower Park. You have pickleball, tennis, biking, popular playground, all that good stuff. A lot of stuff to do here. And you have a tennis court right here. And you even have access to free Wi-Fi at the park. So you can easily just bring any of your portable devices, iPads, laptops, whatever the case may be, and access Wi-Fi out here in the park. Is this like the little beanbag toss? And I have some aerial footage of that I've done with my drone of some of the landmarks here. Namely the Eiffel Tower and the splash pad. It's the playground. It's really cool, really dope. Look at the little merry-go-round right here. You know, I like these little like modernized playgrounds that I see when I go to these cities or small towns. Yeah, they even have walking trails over here. And they have this outdoor gym to encourage fitness. Shout out to Sea Life. Every time I see these things, I think about Sea Life. Calisthenics Life NYC. Y'all go check them out. Pretty much anywhere outdoors he basically makes a gym outdoors. If he was here right now, he'd be getting it in on all these equipment out here. But yeah, they really emphasize fitness here. And you can even, they say have QR codes so you can scan and tell them about your experience here at the playground at the Eiffel Tower Park. So not only is it a really nice attraction where you could check out the iconic Eiffel Tower replica, but it's also a place where you could come get some fitness in the way of working out at the fitness park. Or I just heard one of the guys over there ask his dad if they could climb the tower. Fabricated and erected 2002 by the Precision Grinding and Machine, Keith and Betty Jackson, the owners. And the Eiffel Tower base renovation took place September 2015. Lowe's of Paris, Lowe's Heroes Project, and Paris Parks and Recreation. That's funny. But yeah, they have a splash pad park over here, so you could do a lot. It's a lot you could do out here. Again, they have pickleball, all type of cool stuff. I'm not too familiar with pickleball, so I couldn't tell you guys the first thing about how to play it. But I heard it's really fun. I heard it's a lot of fun. I might get into it one of these days. But yeah, man, so far, Paris, Tennessee, I really enjoyed it. I definitely give it a 10 out of 10 experience here. Beautiful town right here in West Tennessee. Joe Houston Field. Groundskeepers over there across from the tennis courts. But yeah, yeah. I wonder if this is a pickleball court, because it's smaller. It looks smaller than a tennis court. So this might be the pickleball court right there. Of course, they got like I believe they have a water slide over there. A swimming pool. Pretty cool, man. I'm gonna go walk over there by the splash pad real quick. There goes a water slide in the pool. And the splash pad is over there for a nice, relaxing, hot summer afternoon, late in July. Yep. Splash pad over there. They even have their own little Eiffel Tower replica. There's more of it over there. Looks like a lot of fun. You have kids, nieces and nephews, or what have you. Definitely bring them out here in Paris, Tennessee, to basically enhance and put the icing on the cake in regards to the experience in West Tennessee / Paris, Tennessee. So with that in mind, good people, this concludes this vlog. Once again, I had a lot of fun exploring and learning about Paris, Tennessee. And if you made it this far, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you tap the bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified every time I drop a new vlog. And also, if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate to either my PayPal or buy me a coffee. Links are in the description and the bio. And any donation, big or small, will greatly be appreciated. The donations would be put back into the channel as far as content creation. So appreciate you guys for that. So with that in mind, good people, thanks again for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. Peace.